Capitalizing on Advocacy Activity. Welcome to the 7th video in the BSA Advocacy Manual series. To capitalize is to systematize. It means giving ourselves the means to look at what has been done in the past to better build and succeed in the future. It's the memory of what has been done as part of an advocacy activity. At the end of an advocacy campaign, it's time to analyze the strategies, tools, practices, methods, and approaches that helped achieve the desired result. Why is capitalizing on advocacy important? As with any human activity, it's important to evaluate or take stock of achievements. This allows you to take stock of the usefulness of the advocacy experience itself and for other players. Of the originality of the experience, in other words, its added value. And the communicability, in other words, the ability to transmit, adopt, adapt, and share what is behind the success of the advocacy activity. Capitalization has several benefits. In the short, medium, and long term, capitalization allows you to build an organizational heritage of good advocacy practices. Building an advocacy knowledge base. Avoid losing or forgetting good practices that are key to evolution and progress. Constitute a tool for initial and ongoing capacity building of internal and external players involved in advocacy. Valuing the work, efforts, and commitment of staff and partner organizations. Setting the stage for more effective advocacy initiatives in the future. Formalize the transmission of knowledge to make it more accessible for institutions. Learn from your own experiences. Avoid making the same mistakes and become more efficient. And finally, share and disseminate best practices to generate a multiplier effect. What can we capitalize on? In an advocacy activity, you can capitalize on everything, including the approach, in other words, the process or method. Examples include the rights-based approach, the community approach, the resilience approach, or the gender approach. Tools such as reports, videos, and podcasts. The strategy, in other words, the tactical, technical, and operational arrangements for carrying out the advocacy activity. The means used and the techniques for developing advocacy messages. Planning, in other words, the established timetable, which takes into account the national political agenda and the supervisory mechanisms targeted by the advocacy activity. And the follow-up. What is achieved today may be questioned tomorrow. A measure obtained as a result of advocacy today may not be applied tomorrow. Changes in people, policies, or orientations can also be the cause of disengagement or obstacles to the implementation of the result achieved through advocacy. Follow-up is therefore essential. What are the capitalization requirements? For objective, high-quality capitalization, to convince others that your advocacy method is effective, and to persuade others of the good practice you have capitalized on, it is important to consider the following elements. Set quantitative and qualitative indicators. Capitalize not on a promising practice that is in the process of being perfected, but on a successful practice. Proving the practice, in other words, having tested, validated, and implemented it over a sufficiently long period of time. Objectively demonstrate the effectiveness of the results or impact produced. Validate, using quantitative and qualitative indicators, the practice concerned by external expertise, including by an academic institution. And finally, continue to evaluate the impact of the capitalized practice over time. We hope that these ideas will contribute to the capitalization of your organization's advocacy practices. On behalf of BSA, thank you for your attention.